Do you genuinely think something like the Holocaust is about to happen?
I don't know what's about to happen.
Do you think that they're rounding people up and sending them to camps?
I don't think
21st century America.
We're talking about deporting
delusional. Then you're completely out of your
they
mind.
people think they were going to do it then.
Yes, they did. I mean,
They didn't even call it a Holocaust then.
There was all this shit that happened leading up to it that people
Adolf Hitler wanted them expelled from the country.
I know, and they fled. A lot of them fled.
And when they
did,
when they weren't expelled, they put them in work camps.
How does that have any parallel to modern society?
Because when you adopt those same kind of policies.
We're not talking about expelling people.
That's exactly
Yes, you are.
No, it's not. And people have obviously, dude, you followed Spencer and all these people for years. You know for a fact.
And what has Spencer
said? We
said?
want to go be alone. We want to go start our own thing, and we don't want to bother.
And where
you.
would that be? Where the people that you don't like? And I'm being general in that one.
I mean, that's really far in the future. I mean, how can I tell you how it's going to happen? But it's not going to involve kicking people out. It's not
It has to involve kicking people out.
Maybe it will have to do with moving us somewhere and then being like, if you hate white privilege, why don't you just let white people go away?
I don't have a problem with white people.
That's all we want. That's all.
You know what? Here's the silly thing, man. I know groups that do it all the time. Amish do it. Yeah. Amish are left alone.
Yeah.
Amish never have a problem.
Yeah.
Y'all do. Why?
Because it directly affects.
Are you
our
Hispanic,
lives.
by the way? I just want to make a point. Are you Hispanic? Or are you of ethnic non-white heritage?
That's not a cool question.
No, it's a question that you have to ask in relation to the conversation. The reason why I'm asking because I met a guy when I was at American Renaissance who was.
There's plenty of people of color who support us.
Tila Tequila's downstairs, of course.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. At what point do you start saying that they are no longer allowed? I mean, are they looking for their own ethno state?
Because they want to be allowed. They're usually working with us because they want the same thing for their people, and they think
that's what I've heard all the time. That's what I hear all the time.
I mean, I'm half Jewish. If they said no, you're not allowed in the white ethno state, I want to just preserve Western culture. I want to preserve European culture. Doesn't necessarily mean I want to be a part of it. If they don't want me there, that's fine. I would like to go be somewhere that's homogenous, even if it's all Jews or if it's all whites over there. I don't care.
But if we're talking about an ethno state that is done at the expense of others who do not want that ethno state, mind you.
But diversity is done at the expense of others. This country is at the expense.
Diversity has always been. I mean, you take a look at how this diversity began. Diversity was always here.
Not on this level.
No, diversity was always here in this country. There were black people here.
Where white people are 60% of the population and approaching under 50%.
There was a point where white people were zero.
There's a good point on that one.
So what? Like that doesn't mean anything. What do you mean?
But
what does that constitute?
If you say, I'm sorry, I'm not going to interrupt.
Are there no white people at one time? They have no claim to anything. They have no claim to anything. Is that your belief, really?
It's not so much that they don't have a claim to anything, but it is something to consider if you talk about a genocide of a people.
This fucking country.
But that's not a claim.
Islam conquested all of Spain. Asia, like the fucking Mongols conquered half the world.
It doesn't justify it.
Dude, it
doesn't justify
nature.
If that's what you're saying.
It happens. Luckily, we don't really do it anymore. We don't just outwardly conquer.
Okay, but here's the thing that you're pointing out. If what you say is just the way it goes or whatever.
All right, so I should feel guilty about that.
But no, what I am saying is that if that is the position you're going to take, then you have to accept, and I'm really not wishing this on anyone, but you have to accept that somebody may come along and do it to you.
Of course.
That somebody you might be sitting in a room with.
I want them to, because I think sometimes war is good for society.
But they might be doing it to you. You might be the person that they kill. And they're downstairs.
They're doing it now. Have you seen the fucking rates of black on white violence? It's out of proportion.
Yes, it's different than white on white violence or black on black violence.
Or you watch
that's fucking
or whatever.
prejudicial as fuck.
Do you know anything about me? Not only don't I have a criminal record, but I used to be a cop.
You're an anarchist.
You're right, I'm an anarchist.
Okay, I used to be an anarchist too.
That's cute.
Why does everybody always say they used to be on the left when they end up down in NPI? Why do they always say that?
Because a lot of us are reasonable and a lot like you, and we just discovered other aspects to the problem.
I think if you were reasonable people, you would realize why this isn't reasonable.
But we're just having a conference.
It's more than just having a conference.
Not just having a conference.
Oh, what are we
One of the
doing?
discussions is about the future. structure what you are
think about
doing.
it. You're not, are you really? Yeah, it's not just about talk.
Planning where you want to be, which is
Nobody
ultimately...
down here has talked about geography, actual strategy of moving.
Apparently, there is a call that's going to approach Donald Trump. Oh, you're good to go. There's a call by NPI for Donald Trump to end all non-white immigration into the United States.
All immigration.
But they're saying non-white.
Well, I mean, that was the law up until 1965, essentially. I mean, the thing is that this is a white nation. I mean...
Not if we're here.
Well, I mean, yeah, but your birth rate's about ours. I mean...
But, hey, I'm a black man. I'm a black man, and my people have been in this country since, I would say, the 1830s or 40s.
Okay.
I'm here longer than probably even Spencer's family.
Built it.
Huh?
Built it.
Yes, we did.
Built it. Okay.
We had our
This country was
contributions.
built by cotton, yeah.
The contributions, cotton built this country. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeed. Cotton, tobacco. You can best believe there has been contributions made by people that were not white.
I'm aware of that, okay? I'm aware
Then why
of
did
that.
you say we didn't build it?
You didn't. You didn't conceive it.
You know you're dealing with?
Yeah, I know. I've been talking to them for about the past 2 days.
I like it.
So,
Why would you do that?
Why would I do what?
as being someone who's, but it's well, we already said it's not
I'm
funny.
not Jewish. I think it's funny as fuck.
It's just like when I was in Cleveland. When I was in Cleveland, I talked to Dick Spencer about his article calling for black genocide.
You don't have to look at it. How about that? Just don't look at it if it.
Not looking at it is what led to a genocide of millions of
It is.
Oh, that's what led to it.
It
There was
is.
no other,
It is.
There was no other mitigating circumstances.
I'm oversimplifying a very complicated matter, yes,
No
but
shit.
it was a goddamn systematic cleansing of people. Your ideas basically not dealing with them
Dude,
led
the
to millions of
Holocaust
fucking people
means
dying.
nothing to me, so you're wasting your breath.
You are half Jewish. A portion of your family was killed, and it means nothing to you.
My portion of my family
That makes
was
you a
killed
bad
in plenty
person.
of other things. You can
So
think
your
I'm a bad
character has
person.
come into question then.
Okay, that's fine.
I mean, are you okay being a bad person? Because ultimately
Yes,
that's what
in your
this leads
mind,
to.
in your opinion, if you think I'm a
This
bad
isn't
person,
about
I'm
opinion.
okay.
I mean, what
Okay.
defines a good person then, if not someone that doesn't wish ill upon, like they're
I'm not
closest
going
to
to get
them?
into a conversation about good and evil with you right now.
It is
Why the
pretty.
fuck not?
It is pretty much a conversation about that.
This is
No, it's not. It's
Then
about
how
like,
is it not?
It's about
Is it about right and wrong at the very
right for
least?
people to exist the way they want to exist.
But sometimes those rights trample on the rights of
No
others.
shit, all rights.
But that doesn't justify it. And if it
Hey,
does
but I mean,
justify it,
your
then
rights do trample on other people's rights.
okay, I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Trample on white
If
kids'
you say that,
affirmative action tramples on other people's rights.
if you say that, then the folks on the other side of this building are justified. The ones that you just said beat up on your friend.
No, beating up on him is not justified because we haven't done any violence.
Yeah, but the problem is,
You can't
if
be
that's
like,
the-
oh, you guys
that's
might
what
be
happened.
violent
That's
one
how
day.
we ended-
I think you might be violent one day, so I'm going to be violent to you now. That's not justified. That's not justified.
no,
And you could say, oh, I don't condone it. Oh, I don't, condone the violence to the left. But I mean, it's still happening, and you don't tell them to stop. You don't tell them to stop.
you've heard people tell them to stop.
I know,
And
but you can make it stop. I mean, you could just not come here. Look, why not fight capitalism or fight, the state or something powerful?
Or
You
do
come
it
here
all.
because we're like middle class and working class white people, so it's easy.
Low-hanging
That's basically
fruit,
what
baby.
it's done.
Low-hanging-
They took you away from egalitarianism. They took you away from fighting capitalism. So now you just care
Have
about
we
race.
stopped fighting
and
already?
you
I
care-
don't think we gave up fighting any of those things.
you're just a cog in the wheel, to be honest.
This is the real threat to
You're
your
part of it.
lifestyle.
It's one of many.
It's the normalization of a certain kind of just
Why do you think people are up at Standing Rock? That's what they're fighting. I mean, maybe not so much. They're not all entirely anti-capitalist, but they are fighting.
So go do that. These people have nothing, like they're no threat to you. They're no
Yes.
threat.
Until they
Dude,
are.
Your people, left-wing violence against right-wing people, violence against white people from non-whites is so wildly out of proportion. So yes, we're under threat from you. How do you not understand
You're
that?
but here's the deal. I'll be
Why are
honest
we
with you.
supposed to just take the beating because something that happened 200 years ago?
No, something that happened just recently.
I'll let my fucking people get the shit kicked out of them. I went to an all-black school, got the shit beat out of me all the time for being white. Okay.
And you end up here.
Beat up for being black, Daryl.
Come on, tone it down. I don't want anybody in there getting ticked off.
No. Never in my life.
Never seen someone beat up for being black.
No.
Have you seen any of
I've seen them get killed because they were black. No, never mind that.
Not in my lifetime. Not in my lifetime.
So you're just a really
So who has more justification? Somebody that sees a picture in a book of someone getting lynched or someone getting the shit beat out of them today?
How about somebody getting shot by a cop when they done nothing wrong?
You fucking, okay, you're the arbiter of justice. You went.
I just asked you a question. I didn't say I was an arbiter of justice.
That's why we have courts and they
But what if there is no due process? What if it's not due process?
Since when is summary execution in the streets due process?
If you're fucking taking your own life into your hands by being violent.
What if you're not?
Of all black homicides, 7% are armed when the cop shoots them. So 93% is black on black violence, 7% is
We got a guy that was lame.
Okay, and those ones were armed. 0.4% are unarmed. So
there is not one scenario you can name that hasn't happened to a black person that ended up them dead.
We had the Ray Tenson case. He fucked up. That cop fucked up big time.
You got another case in Cincinnati that went back about 2000.
2001, we had fucking riots.
Yeah. And why? That kid got shot in the back. Why? Because he didn't have his seatbelt on?
Which one? Timothy Thomas?
Is it Timothy Thomas? Well, no one's going to. You don't shoot anyone.
You can't kill someone.
That cop fucked up. I know. I'm saying.
And he's still on the payroll. You're saying it yourself. He fucked up, but he's still a cop. He's still a cop.
That's not. You shouldn't be executed.
No shit. The cop fucked up in some cases. Yes.
Yes, and when cops fucked up to the point that
7% of all black homicide, and they're armed for that 7%.
That's 7% too many. If that stat was true, if that stat was true, that's
cops, police, 300 million people. It's always.
If we have to worry when those cops keep walking, when those cops don't go to jail,
don't riot.
They do that.
Okay, I'm not counter protesting them like you are here. I'm like.
Of course, yes. Wait, hold up.
I've never gone to like counter protest someone's thing. I don't like that's their prerogative.
Well, why don't you? If you believe, well, I'm sorry. I mean, in this case, we're not you.
I agree with if black people want to not be shot by cops. I agree with them. That's
then
fine.
stand with us.
No, because that's your problem. That's your world. It's not my world. I just want to worry.
It's not about being in your world or my world or what have you.
Don't you have black friends? Do you know anybody that's black? Besides,
yeah, they beat him up. That's what he was talking about.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm not being facetious when I say that.
Yeah, I would know, but there were ones that were cool too. I mean, there were ones that were good people. I mean,
I'm cool.
So wait, are you not friends with them now? Then doesn't it affect you if they're at risk just being a person that they could get shot by a cop for arbitrarily no fucking reason?
But the statistics on that are so
It doesn't matter the statistics.
Damn the statistics, man. It happened to people.
You get hit by a car tomorrow.
Don't be hyperbolic and make it a straw man. I'm making a
No,
legit point.
I'm legitimately saying it's 7% of all black homicide. That's not a lot.
I don't
and there
believe that
are
statistic,
with illegal weapons.
Where did you get that statistic?
Confront a cop with
Hold
a
on.
fucking
So you keep
weapon.
saying that statistic. Where's it coming from?
The DOJ, the FBI.
I don't believe that for a second.
Okay, go look at the Washington.
No, I'm all talked out.
I don't know
I
if
really
Hillary
am.
Clinton is left leaning.
That's fine.
I am complete. All right, man. I told you we'd have a conversation. I told you we would have one.
Daryl, you know.
And the thing is, I'm gonna tell you right now.
That's the thing. I don't hate you. I don't hate any of your people. I just want you to let us do what we want.
We can't. We can't. We will die. And I'm not
No,
being.
we're not gonna kill
I
anybody.
don't believe
Right.
you.
Okay.
I really don't. Because it doesn't seem
Then
like.
we're just gonna fucking be deadlocked like this forever.
No, because something's gotta give. What's gonna give, man?
You guys are probably gonna get violent for us, I imagine. Sorry.
If that happens, it
You
happens.
already do. I mean,
If that happens, then you guys got a long way to go.
It's
I mean, you
important
guys are gonna
clarification.
get violent
We react
with us,
violently because you come at us with a physical agenda. Your idea of necessarily keeping people subjugated to one section because you think that that's the best way of handling
we don't
things.
want to put. You can live
comes
with whoever
force.
you want.
Because I'm
you
not going to
can
go
live wherever you
quietly.
want. I'm not trying to put you in a section. I'm trying to put us in a section, and you guys can do whatever you want after that. That's it. That's it.
You think that
They're
that
not in
section
front of
is
that
going
door
to be a
anymore.
peaceful movement? You think that you guys are just going to peacefully get up and leave and not create total destroy of everything that you want to nearby? Because historically speaking, that's how you
clear
guys
it out.
operate.
No. That's how everyone operates. That's how every culture that has technology operates. Every culture that
cleared out.
reached
Where
the
are they?
ability to do that did it.
I don't necessarily
Are they
agree.
coming back
Culture
over here?
that was able to muster like a big enough army that had technology to fight.
An army, yes. An
Yeah,
army
okay,
is.
every culture that's been able to fight and conquest has done it. Ones that couldn't, didn't. And I mean, if
You're
you
back
say
to the
that's
point
because
where
of some
acknowledging
noble,
that your
savage,
thing is going to be the act
bullshit
of an
liberal
army.
idea.
It's back to having a war, and it's back to it being a physical altercation. If you're saying it's peaceful, you get up and leave, then why in the fuck would you need an
There's a
army?
lot of uninhabited land in America.
Like,
we
you
have like
assume-
the most uninhabited land.
Right, but then why would you need an army? We're back to it's a
I
conquest.
wasn't talking about an army. I was
You
saying
were a second ago.
You were saying white people conquest. You
No,
have
no,
a
no.
history of doing that. You said that. You were like, well, what if you start attacking shit
I
around
never
you?
said white people, but that's okay.
Okay. Well, you said you guys have a history of doing that.
I mean, you in the super far crazy ass right side of things.
I don't know. It's inconclusive.
No, I'm asking what you think. That's
I don't
why
know.
okay.
I don't know. I genuinely, I think sometimes it is. I definitely think there's people that do choose to be homosexual. There might be some predisposition. I don't know if it's nature or nurture.
I would say
I think it's okay. I mean, if they really can't help it and they're homosexual, I think it's fine. But by putting it out there, by making this big thing,
I'm glad this charger is on my phone.
Mentally fucked up people.
Excuse
disturbed
me.
people, sorry, pardon my French. Mentally disturbed people. will latch on
This is
to
who I
it.
am, by the way.
Thank you. So I mean, the AIDS epidemic is a health crisis. I mean, it's like something like 70% of AIDS cases. I don't know. I don't want to pick this quote on camera, but in America are homosexual. So I mean, yes, it's objectively a dangerous choice or a dangerous lifestyle. We won't even say choice.
I would just say this to you. Why would anyone choose to put themselves in a position where they could face a mountain of discrimination?
Not
hate
anymore
crimes,
in
potentially
America.
death?
Come on. Every show, you get more discriminated
Now-
for being homophobic than homosexual.
Now stop.
No,
Oh, but
he
it was
was on-
systemic of white hatred, right?
I will
You
say
read that
that
article
he
where it was like, no,
definitely-
it's because it's
But you do
about,
know-
Mike Pence.
But you
being
do know
Omar
people-
Mateen, whose father is from Afghanistan, shoot up Cole's nightclub. Or it was because he was a conflicted homosexual in a repressive society.
Yes.
Our society is not repressive of homosexuality.
Much to the chagrin of a lot of people that are in that room downstairs.
It is. It very much is.
What? No, you can walk around anywhere. No one's gonna beat you up. Maybe a
last
bump
few
fuck
years?
you.
Wrong answer. Somebody got beaten up for being gay just last week after Trump.
Hey, plenty of
And tons of people did.
all those,
When you
all
was-
those hate crimes that have just magically popped
Yes,
up.
they did. Yes, they did. It happens every. And it,
Wait, now we're in
Now
a
you're a
frenzy.
coward.
and then okay, my attitude is it's all on
We know
record.
Trump's not gonna
It's all on
prosecute.
record.
He's gonna put down for death sentence as the AG. Don't prosecute hate crime.
It's all on record.
You're right. It's going exactly.
No,
right.
he's just going to put into power people that are like you and that will not pay attention to these crimes.
Okay.
You don't have to agree or disagree with that because it's actually objective. Like,
Man,
No, it's
fucking.
not.
You smoked about 3 or 4 cigarettes in this whole time, man.
Because I mean, like, I can't get out to smoke much, so I'm getting them in. It's a bad habit.
Dear God, man.